It's your boy, the DJ Frank Whyte. Right now, you are watching and listening to Unsyned Heat Podcast Club. Right now, we got a special guest, VIP guest. Let the people know who you are, man.
What's going on? It's your boy, NEWOTHAKID, straight out of Brooklyn, known at Canarsie, known as the Floss.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Noah, what you been up to, man?
You know,
What's all this pandemic going on?
I mean, with this pandemic going on, I've been definitely cooking up, beats. Definitely have a new business venture that I'm doing called Aigikata. It's started out with just doing martial arts stuff because, I'm about that life, going for my second black belt.
So how long you been doing the martial art?
For a minute. For a minute. But, the current system I'm in right now, Kuroshido, and I love it. I love what it stands for, how we move. And, yeah.
And then you got thought over. You said recording.
What's that?
I said we got thought over.
Okay.
You thought over. Yeah, it's your boy, the DJ Frank Whyte, and you are listening and watching Unsyned Heat Podcast Club. Today we have a special guest, a VIP guest. Let the people know who you are, man.
What's going on? It's your boy, NEWOTHAKID, producer straight out the Floss, Brooklyn. You already know what to do.
Okay, so let the people know what you've been up to since this whole pandemic.
I mean, since this whole pandemic, just been cooking up, beats in the studio. Definitely focusing on a new brand that I got called Aigikata, which means the way of life. Started out with just doing martial arts stuff like martial art gis and MMA shorts, and then it just, grew into, hoodies and stuff like that. Of course, with the brand, it's a lifestyle brand. So whether you're a video gamer, whether you're a martial artist, MMA person, anime lover, if you're any of those things, you'll vibe with the products that I got coming out with this brand.
Okay, that's what's up. So as far as like the brand, the clothing brand and all that, is it out now or?
No, it's not out. It's not out yet. I got the Instagram. Aigikata brand is IKATA brand BRAND altogether. I'm gonna do some pre-orders very soon in the summertime. So I'm just getting all the designs out, and then gonna be booking the photo shoots to get proper stuff, proper professional photos and all that good stuff, and then a lot of good things.
Okay, that's what's up. What's up. So as far as like the music and all that, how long have you been doing music?
Man, I've been doing music for too long. Since I was like 14, 15, and got to work with a few people, and can't wait till the bigger bell comes home. I'm definitely going to be in the studio with him somehow. Shout out to Harlem Matriarch, because we had the same manager when he was out back then, and he was just dope then. Who knows if he didn't get locked up, who knows where I would have been with him, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So as far as like can you talk about some of the people who you produce for?
Yeah, Corey Guns, who's one of my close peoples, man. I got a lot of records with him. Whenever he decides to drop, I think I have a whole EP with this dude. Whenever he decides to drop it, he drops it. Cool. You know what I mean? Uncle Murda, Joel Ortiz, Keith Murray. Well, there's some records, like some artists I can't even talk about it right now until actually, because I signed the NDA. But I got a couple that's gonna come out in the works now.
Okay.
It's gonna come out now, very very soon. So
okay.
I got some surprises for people, man.
As far as like are you with a management company?
Well, I'm a management company. I'm managed by Janet. This nice lady named Janet, who has a tequila company, and also co-managed by Miss Anita. She's really dope. She got a lot of she got a whole photography company and production company as well, like for photography and video and stuff like that. And shout out to Courtney as well. She's a dope photographer. She shot a lot of people recently, like a lot of people recently. So got a good team. I got a good solid team, and also I'm CEO of Federal District Records. So we got Nimrod, King Flow, and Angie Starr. So
Okay.
got a lot. Got a lot.
Okay.
Got a lot going. You know what I mean?
All right.
I got a lot of different hats.
Okay.
A lot of different hats, but definitely, got a as far as music, got a lot of music coming. Been working on a lot of music.
So you got anything going on the table as far as like labels or anything like that?
I do, and I'm not gonna mention it. I mean, I do, especially for this one artist named Runway Ty. Got some things with him, and can't let everything out yet. You can't let everything out yet.
Can't let everything out the bag.
Nah, we cannot. We cannot.
Okay.
But do know that definitely working hard with Federal District Records. Nimrod definitely. He's also, we did a situation with PUI and Wu-Tang Management. So with Federal District Records, which is a dope situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's up? As far as like
And shout out to my team there too, Michelle, Maisha, Suli, of course, Nim, the boss. Yeah.
Okay, let's jump right to the you got the book coming out, right?
Yeah, I got a
comic book. Right?
Yeah, got a manga comic book. Of course, everything ties into my brand. I got a manga comic book called Naji, which is my dojo name, which means crossover the same, the Tesani Warrior. Tesani is the name of the dojo where I come from, where I train at. Shout out to my instructor, Kiyoshi Basai. And I always wanted a manga comic, and shout out to my homegirl Karis. She's the person that's drawing up the art, and I'm gonna make her a millionaire soon. Gonna make her a millionaire. She's super talented. I'm happy that she believes in what I'm doing, and I was happy to be able to push her into her gifts because she's very talented. So shout out to her.
So as far as like artists or anything, who do you want to work with?
There's a lot of artists I want to work with, to be honest with you. And it's funny, it's not what you would think. There's an artist named Masego. Definitely want to work with him. He has his own genre. He's like a jazz, R&B, soul, pop. I don't know. He's just different. You know what I mean? He's dope. Definitely want to work with Lucky Day. I want to work with Snow Allegra. I want to work with... Hopefully, I want to work with Benny the Butcher. Definitely want to work with Benny the Butcher. I want to do
I can see that happening.
Yeah, a lot of people said, my style is something that he would do. Rockness, that might actually happen, though, so...
Okay.
Shout out to Tech Smooth, man. I got a record with him, not on this album, but a record I did with him last year with Global Thugs. That's bananas. But hopefully I'm gonna try to do a record with him for a project. Trying to get all the legends on one project. You know what I mean? That's a goal of mine, is to get legends and get them on beats that is hip hop, but it's not what you would think. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh snap, they just snapped. Like just an instrumental that just let them snap and go off. You know what I'm saying? And something I'm gonna be working on. Made a few calls for a few people, and I got a few people on board. And we're gonna try to make that happen. I'm trying to make that happen. That one that's gotta happen by next year.
Okay. And as far as like working with producers,
have a whole production squad, man. Shout out to my squad, Feed the Dream. Shout out to my UPC peoples, Underground Producer Conference. So, that's my boy Clip Smoke, my boy Blackheart, Nook. You know what I mean? It's a lot. This is really a lot of producers now that I think about it, if I go through the whole list.
So what producer do you want to work with in the game?
Producer right now in the game that's making a lot of noise? I mean, I definitely always wanted to work with Just...
New and old.
Okay, well, Just Blaze, always.
It's number one?
It's number one. Even if I just put in a snare. he really needs no help, in my opinion. And I've seen him in action. I've seen him so many times. So it's like, you know, him, Kanai Finch, but, you know, our producers right now that's making noise, K Tronada.
Mm.
And most, you know, on the hip-hop scene, they won't know him unless they like that pop, that house hip-hop. Like, he's just a type of producer that you don't really hear on a regular unless you're on that scene. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, even artists like even Gold Link, now that I think about it. Gold Link, Russ, you know, we'll see.
Let's see what the...
Yeah, we'll see how once pandemic stuff somewhat calms down and things go back to normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when things go back to normal, how you think it's going to be?
Listen, man, that's another topic I don't think people's ready for. Cause
I think it's going to be crazy.
I mean, we gonna see. You know, there's a lot of conspiracy theories outside. Yeah. You know what I mean, and a lot of people not ready for those type of talks. So, you know, that's all I'm gonna say.
I heard that.
There's a lot of things, man. And if you follow me on my Instagram, NEWOTHAKID, NEWOTHAKID. If I'm not posting beats or brand, I'm posting something for people to think and go do their research. That's it. Shout out to Emrek and Amina. They showed me mad love over there, so, you know, it's only right that I show them love. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Fall like the beat, can we hear something that you got right now?
Of course. I got my laptop. I come prepared for that.
Oh, shit.
I got the laptop. You know, we'll run through a couple beats. Let's see, let's run through this one first. Let's go through this one. I'll go through another one. I'm just going to go through them.
Okay. That was fire right there.
I'm gonna give them a different side. You know, I'm just playing different types of beats, so just so you know, I'm not stuck in one box. Play this other one right here. take notes. Some of these you will hear again. Some of them you will hear again.
Okay. I'll get my ears ready for that.
You're gonna hear some of these in the radio.
You got that fire, man. You got that fire, man.
I'm trying. That's all.
I think you got fire.
So, you know, I have to throw that reggae in there. You know, that's part of the roots. That's part of my roots, I should say.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I got a few. I got more. I'm just trying to play. Notice I want to play a different type of beat. You know, so you know I'm not like stuck in one box. Because most producers will make a one track and that's all they make. You know what I mean? And nothing wrong with it. Just not for me.
Took me to another world, man. Like what?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you gotta sometimes do that. I gotta play a drill type of beat, right? It only makes sense, right? I think this is. Drill is not much, in my opinion, it's not much. But I am actually interested in how the dudes in the UK do it. Like they really, that's really how they do their drill is way different. But that was my attempts on drill, not something I really do on a rag. But let me actually play you the beats that I do love to make. Oh, shout out to Miss JP too. She's from the Bronx. I'm definitely doing some records with her as well.
Okay.
That's more my lane. That's more
hard,
yeah,
man.
I mean that's more my lane. I love doing that. You know what I mean? Love doing that. Love doing that kind of hip hop.
That shit's hard.
Let's see. I think let's do something different. This got a reference hook in it, by the way. Too.
Okay.
Shout out to my boy Will on the vocals.
Yeah, we don't give them too much and shit. Don't give them too much and shit.
I gave them enough so they know. They got different types of beats.
Okay.
You know. Yeah.
Okay. So far like the software, what software do you use?
Okay, the DAWs that I like to use. I'm old school. Crazy to say I'm old school now, right? I use the MPC 4000 as far as hardware goes. DAWs, Logic, Native Instrument stuff, a whole bunch of different stuff in Logic I use. I'm actually getting into Ableton now. Shout out to Blackheart, he's been pushing me to get into Ableton, and I'm learning a lot of different things you could do in Ableton. So, any of them MPCs basically I use at this point, and the machine I can use now too. I've dabbled into the machine as well.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
You just your hands in all.
Yeah, man, you gotta learn the software. Reason. When I was using Reason, different types of beats would come out. When I'm using the MPC, different type of beats come out. It's just the process of making it in the software changes. At least in my opinion, for me, it just changed the perspective of how your approach is.
All right.
The initial approach is the same, but it comes out different. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm trying to get into the whole production myself.
Right.
So I'm using Logic. So
Logic is the easiest thing.
So,
It's freedom. If I have to
yeah.
equate it, if you know how to play an instrument like piano, especially, it's freedom.
I'm still learning how to play piano, but
Yeah.
so the whole thing about that, what you think about, as far as like, loops and all that shit?
I don't really mind it. You know, you got to think about as far as like drum loops. I don't really mind too much, but you still got to be creative. You know what I'm saying? You still like if you're gonna use it, yeah, it's supposed to enhance whatever you have.
Yeah.
And to give it that knock, I don't mind it. You know what I mean? You gotta look back in the days. Dudes used to take the breaks off of records and make a whole beat out of it.
Yeah.
So
They ain't changed nothing up on this shit.
I mean, it depends. They would chop it. You would chop it and play with it a little bit, but you still wanted the reason why you take the breaks because of how hard it hit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna just say, Just Blaze is one of the dopest producers that know how to use loops properly and make it reinforce his sound a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but as far as like, I mean, you just got to be creative with all these loops. I mean, it helps if you have block, like a producer's block or whatever, but like, you still want to be able to at least, be creative. Nowadays, nothing, look what's out. Is anybody really creative? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I said thank God for Benny the Butcher's album, because... I was like, oh, shoot, finally some hip hop. I could really sit and listen from top to bottom and really critique. Like, everything sounds different. Hit Boy's been working, man. He's been on a lot of projects all year. Nas, King Disease, like, he's been on a lot of projects all year. So, shout out to him. And that's why I always tell producers, like, whatever your sound is, like, just master your sound.
Yeah.
And stick to what you know and just improve on your sound and just try to get influence from everywhere.
Okay. As far as like production and all that, do you do any type of mentorship and?
I mean, if they, if people ask me questions and stuff, I definitely will answer it. I mean, as far as the mentoring, I haven't really done that. But if somebody was like, "Yo, can you show me this?" I'm not gonna say no. I definitely show them. Like, knowledge is definitely, to me, knowledge is free. It should be given. You know what I mean? What you do to it, what you do with the knowledge is up to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because people, I could tell you all day how to do something. If you don't apply it, then it's useless.
Yeah. As far as like the whole mentor. I'm a upcoming producer right now, so my whole thing, I'm just focused on the podcast right now. And,
right.
So I'm just trying to see, like, I'm a beginner.
All right.
So what is my steps? Should I do the set up my BMI ACAT first, or copyright my beat first, or?
Why can't you do them all at the same time?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why not? You could sign up for BMI and then still send your stuff to copyright.gov. You know what I mean? You could do it online too nowadays. I would tell you, like, for producers, here's a tip, right? You want to copyright multiple beats at once. At least I try to copyright at least 100 beats every time I send it to copyright.gov. I'm like on volume 9 now. So every volume has like 100 beats. Collection of NEWOTHAKID, blah, 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 this. And then you upload it, because, back then you had to mail it and all that stuff. Now you can just upload the MP3, the SR form, and, pay that one fee one time for the collection of work. And same thing goes for artists. You have a whole album worth of stuff to say song collection of such and such is copyrighted under your name and such, and that's yours.
Okay. What's up? I'm been trying to figure that shit out, like, you know what I mean? I ain't going too deep into this shit, like, so I'm just like, yo, let me...
like I said,
everybody say try to get a mentor, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's question, like I said, stuff like that is easy. You know what I mean? I'll definitely, speak on it. I think it's important that artists and producers know exactly the layout of how things are supposed to run in business to a degree. You know what I mean? And I always tell people, until you are comfortable with somebody being your manager, just get a lawyer. So, and you should always have a lawyer anyway. But
yeah. Like, where's the best place to find a good lawyer?
You got to network and build relationships.
Damn.
it's better to network and build a relationship. Show them what you're about, and just network, and then it gives, hey man, once you build that relationship, hey, I got a contract. How much would it cost to such? Build that, pay him for that, and if he starts to see, 9 out of 10 times, oh, they see you doing something big. All right, hold on. Let's do like a little, percentage kind of thing, such and such and such.
Mm.
Negotiate your deals, because then, of course, the lawyer is going to want to make sure he gets, if he's getting 50%, he want to make sure you get the most that you can get, so his pocket's going to look good regardless.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, just it's always good to build those relationships. Find out who the entertainment lawyers are in your city. If they got events, just find out. Just at the end of the day, you're still going to have to spend money on yourself regardless.
Yeah.
Because you may have a situation where it requires a lawyer, and you're like, all right, let me just pay for this to make sure I'm not getting jerked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if you know somebody that knows how to read contracts and understand it on a lawyer level, then that's cool too.
Mm. So, I don't want to, get to a certain point and then, play beat with somebody and then you like,
Okay.
I can bring you to the table. And I'll be looking like.
You said they can bring you to the table. What do you mean?
As far as like, to the right person that that can make things happen.
Okay. Okay. Here's the thing, right? So, let's just say, right? I'm gonna give you a scenario. That person, I want that beat, such and such and such, and such and such, yo. All right, cool. Send the paperwork, and they're gonna want the stems because they need the stems to mix and master and everything. So they don't get the stems until the paperwork and all that is right.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So, and I'm always gonna say this to people too. Like, you gotta make sure that like I said, everything is a taking risk. So you gotta know what's worth the risk, and you want to actually, like I said, everything in this whole industry is relationships. To be perfectly honest with you, once you know somebody, once you know the artist, and you have that relationship, and they're like, yo, oh snap, yo, you got beats? Yo, come through, just come through. He's call you out of the blue because you kept say, hey man, whatever, you got a session, whatever, or even just really just trying to get to know who he is as an artist, so you can understand where his sound is and how you can make your sound closely linked to his, because as the producer, we're technically the ones that are in control of the sound, not the artist.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? The producers kind of dictate where the sound's going in hip hop or any genre, period.
Okay.
So, and I think that's why I say I blame producers for where we're at now.
You blame producers for?
Yeah, because think about it. Like, how many records sound alike?
Yeah.
How many records sound alike? Where's the creativity anymore, bro?
Yeah.
Like, everybody, it was. I can't remember because I guess because I come from an era where it was corny to sound like somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, all right, that was a dope record. I'm gonna come up with something better, and you get your creativity going. It's like, oh shit, yo, that's crazy. You know what I mean? So like, you gotta think about it. The top producers that I looked up to back in my era, Timbaland, because he was the most creative out of everybody, right? But then you got Just Blaze, and then you got RZA. You got all these other, you got Knots, you got Knots, you got all these other producers, and you're like, oh shit, none of these dudes sound the same. Swiss, none of these dudes sound the same. None. You could, you know what I mean? And the only producer I'm gonna say right now from that era that's consistent is Just Blaze. He play a beat, you're like, nah, you're just dropping the hat, you're putting your phone down, you're just gonna walk out the room.
Mm.
I could say that, like, he'll play a beat right now. He'll play something he just made, and you be like, this dude is crazy. You know what I mean? I was watching this one thing on Timbaland's podcast, on this thing, on this live, and I was like, this is you. It sounds like you're conforming to what's going on instead of being the innovator that you once were.
Oh, you're trying to blend in with...
Like, he's going, instead of being the innovator that you were, like, you're just now following suit, like, what's going on. And then, you know what I mean? You try to play somebody, I don't know. I feel like he is not the same anymore. So, shout out to Danger Hands, because he was instrumental in changing his whole sound too. Just saying.
Yeah, they trying to get that bag. They're like, fuck that, man. We going with the wave.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The wave is dying, in my opinion. Like we was inside all year. Where was we really turning up? Where were these artists really making money?
Yeah,
Streams? I don't want to hear that shit all day.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Damn.
Like, how are they really making money? Streams ain't really doing it.
Yeah.
Let's be serious. But, you know, that's another conversation. That's enough for another time. I always tell people, they flaunting all this money and stuff, but how are they making money right now? Because normally they make money on these tours and merch and all that stuff. Maybe the merch, maybe.
Yeah.
But
and some of them don't even have merch.
exactly. So it's like,
Right.
so you're just sitting here like, how is this even possible? But that's another conversation. Nobody wants to have that kind of conversation with me, though.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why I say the independent wave is kind of dope because, you know, even though the machine, like I said, a label is pretty much a bank. That's what I always tell people. It's a bank. And unless you bring in a crowd like Russ, where Russ did a 50-50 venture because he technically didn't need a label at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He still don't. He makes like 100-something thousand a week or something like that now. Like,
Yeah. Well, he said 100,000 a month and shit.
Nah, a week.
Damn.
Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't, like, he makes money, you know, he's good. And I remember when he used to drop a song every week. When he was in Brooklyn, he was dropping a song every week. And I said, yo, he's the hardest working person I know, bro.
Damn.
He has so much music. And even then, I was like, yo, why is he was so underrated, but he still had his own following. He would sell out his own shows. 1,000 people. So it's like,
Yeah.
artists nowadays, can you sell out 1,000 people in your own city, your own venue for just you? Can you?
Nah, they can't.
Can you?
They can't even get motherfuckers to buy a ticket.
Like I said, the last person who was able to do it, rest in peace, Pop. Because he had all of Canarsie and parts of Flatbush and part of East New York. So that little boy right there, man, you know, and again, he wasn't really, you know, you know, he had a whole squad behind him.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But what artist do you know right now is gonna if everything opens back up? Can you guarantee 1,000 people at a venue? Bump that. Can you guarantee 500 people just for you?
Yeah. I'm thinking about that. Like, damn.
Like, how can artists really do that now? When the stuff opens back up, because it will, but when it opens back up, can you get back to the point of, yo, I got 1,000 or 500 people? Matter of fact, bump that. Can you get 200 people?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Can you do that?
Yeah.
And can you do that in how many states can you do that in?
Damn.
That's where people don't really think.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like
It got me
you know,
thinking.
rest in peace to AD the General, man.
Yeah.
Because I saw I went on tour with her before. You know what I mean? I got to see a lot of how the artistry works to a degree. If you're trying to promote out of state and all that, you got to build a buzz up. And, you know, that's why they say a record could take 6 to 9 months before it pop. And then when it pop, it's like, all right, you're ready get ready. You want to drop the next one, but you got to milk this one out.
Yeah.
And then you got to promote it in other states. And how you going to do that? How you going to promote in other states? You got to find out who the biggest artists in those states are and do a record with that person, get into their fan base. You know, you got to find out who the radio stations are. You got to do a lot of footwork as an artist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
even as a producer too, because you want to know who the hottest artist in that city is, and like, yo, boom, let's get in the studio with them and chop it up, like see if we could get a record. You know what I mean? And sometimes and as a producer, sometimes you just got to give them a record. You can make more. You know what I mean? Just you don't got to charge for the record. Just do the split sheets.
Okay.
Split sheet saves lives, man, in relationships. So, word, all right, just sign the split sheet right here.
Well, like-
Go ahead.
Well, like split sheet and all that. Like,
Uh-huh.
when is a good time to ask for that?
Right then and there when you're in the studio, or even say, or just make mention, just write it down, like such and such. I'm 100%. If you're 100% the music, then you're 100% the music. And so let's see, I got it on my laptop too. I can play that. I can show you the split sheet. 'Cause I don't play when it comes to that. I definitely don't play when it comes to that. split sheet. So let's look at the split sheet real quick, right? You know, I don't know if I put for the camera to see, right? So, like I said, song title, the date, name of the recording artist, if there's a label, whatever. If we did it in this studio, you know, you put Plug Studios, whatever. Is there a sample? Yes or no? If it's no, if there's a sample, put the original sample. So just so you know when it's time for, you know, that kind of stuff. Publishing company. Are you ASCAP, BMI, CSAT, or any other? Right? So if it's for the writer number one, you put your name, your address, your phone number. Don't worry about social. I got to edit that. But ownership of the lyrics. If the rapper's only rapping, then he's 100% the lyrics. Then you, writer number two, you're 100% the music. You put your BMI or ASCAP number there, your birthday and all that. That's it. Get it notarized. Next. Simple.
Okay.
Especially, I mean, if you're not even charging no fee or nothing like that up front, if you don't want to up front, this will protect you in the long run. So if a label says, I want to buy that, I'm included in this. So the label's either going to try to buy you out or they're going to have to negotiate with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, they definitely gonna.
They're going to try to buy you out, but, you know, you can fight for that and just say, nah, I want some publishers. I'm not signed to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not signed to you.
They gonna work sign out because they don't want to go for the bullshit.
But again, if you have a good lawyer, and if you have the right relationships, then they may offer you a deal. But do you want a deal? As a producer, do you want a deal? You see what I'm saying? Do you want a deal? Or do you just want the publishing?
I do want the publishing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I want the deal.
So, that's just something to think about. That's all.
Okay. Yeah, I need to get a copy of that.
Yeah, I'll say.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
You know what I mean? I want, I don't mind, you know, try to make the beats and all that, but I want to learn the business side. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's the, you know what I mean?
Right.
As far as like getting everything lined up, what I need to be. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to look like a fool and shit. Niggas be like, yo, I want 5 of them each.
Right.
I'm just looking like a, fuck I'm gonna do? I ain't got no lawyer, no manager.
You want 5 of them? All right. So you got to think about business. So what you trying to? How we doing business? You want 5 of these? What are you proposing? You trying to buy me out? Well, what if I want publishing? Can I get publishing in this situation? You have the right to because it's your intellectual property. When you think about it, it's yours.
Yeah.
You know, you just got to be able to negotiate, talk, and if you say, you know what, I'll get back to you on that. Let me just, you know, I gotta. You could just be on some management can come with me today, so, you know, I'll get back to you. Let me get your information, contact, email, and then I will have somebody contact you in regards to that. That's all.
Okay.
You know, don't get nervous.
I'm just trying to see the ins and outs, you know what I mean? As far as
Right.
like, you know,
Understandable.
how that go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Still learning, and I'm like, shit's a lot, yo.
Trust me, I've been doing this for a while, so, you know, you kind of learn a lot along the way.
All right, that's why I'm asking, you know what I mean, what are the ins and outs, as far as like, you know, publishing, management.
Publishing is everything. Especially if it's a hit record. If it's a hit record, if it's a top 100 Billboard, that's forever money.
Damn.
And then, you know, if the record gets picked up for commercial, that's more money. If it gets put in a video game, more money. You know what I mean? If it gets put in a movie, more money. Like, they got to pay you licensing fees for that. Like, there's so many ways to make money off one record. If it's really dope.
Shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah.
There's many ways.
I'm thinking, like, damn, you know?
It's a lot. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as far as like producers and all that, do you got anybody assigned to you or anything like that?
No, I don't believe in signing any acts to me. You know what I mean? I don't believe in signing any, unless you're an artist or something like that. Unless you're an artist, sure. Producer, I mean, maybe in the future or something like that, I'll probably do that. You know what I mean? I do have my own company too, NTK and JB Music Group. That's something I dabble into, and more likely would be more like a person that just help you get placements and I just get a percentage or something like that, or I help you create a beat and then get it placed.
Okay.
And then it'll only be for a period of time, because then I want you to grow and branch off into your own business, show you how to do it your own way, your own thing, and then boom, that's it. You know what I mean? You figure it out. I showed you steps, I showed you what I did, such and such. Now, help you set up your company. Bye. You know what I mean? Unless you want to stay, unless your company can stay under my umbrella and I still get percentage for helping you get whatever, that's fine with me too. But my whole thing is to make sure you grow, if you're under me.
Okay.
The more you give, the more you're gonna get back in the long run. So.
Yeah. Some people don't say it like that. They just like, they want you to be signed to them and locked in. They don't want you to move, go nowhere.
But even so, you could sign them for non-exclusive. You don't got to be exclusively signed to me. For what? I'm not trying to keep you in bondage. Like, I know what it's like. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that to anybody. For what?
So you've been signed before?
I have been signed before. Where I couldn't move for like a year. I had to do nothing with them. That was whack. I was like, all right. Once the year was up, I'm out.
Damn.
That's it.
So how was that though?
I mean, it was all right, but I mean, it's like I had to. If I wanted to work with somebody, I got to go to them first. And, you know what I mean?
You got to consult with them.
Yeah, so it's like you couldn't really do. You don't have much freedom when you're exclusively signed to somebody.
That's why everybody going independent. Like, you know what
independent is the way to go, especially with all the digital age. If you, like I said, if you have say, let me put it this way, right? Let me just give you numbers, right? If an artist has 30,000 dedicated fans that buy whatever they come out with, right? They drop an album, $10, and all 30,000 of them buy it. How much did he make?
30,000?
300,000.
Oh, 300. Times 30.
Yeah, add that zero.
Yeah.
300,000 they just made off their project, right? And then guess what? Those 30,000 people will probably tell, you would want to tell your fans, yo, you need to get 5 of your friends to buy the album, right? So let's say those 5, right? 30,000 times 5 is 150,000. Now you times that by 10, that's 1.5. See how you, and then that's not even including merch. This is just the music. You see what I'm saying? That's why merch is important. That's why I learned a lot from what's his name? Why is his name? Tech Nine. Dude made $5 million off merch alone in a year. He makes a lot of money off his music. Strange music, a lot of them guys over there. But he's not major. He makes more money than a lot of major artists. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people's bugging out like Drake is mad rich, but he got the less of everything. How much billions did they make him?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, if you know the business, you know the business. If you could organically gain a following, that's why, you know, when you're independent, you got to put in a lot of footwork. You got to go to all these states. And and then you want to think international. International will probably get you more money anyway. But you want to focus on your state, and at least you want to see where the market of your music can go, and if it could go into certain states. And once you know those states, you keep pumping music and keep entertaining that audience into those states and all that stuff. And then you got to develop that buzz. You got to get out of. You got to. My opinion, if you could get 10,000 people, well, let's go on a lower number. 5,000 people in 10 states, like 5,000 like hardcore fans, 5,000 in 10 states, that's 50,000 people.
Yeah, that's a lot, man.
And if you're independent, all that money goes to you, the publishing, all that goes to you too. And now if you could get on the major radios and all that stuff, and I imagine the streams, Young and Maid's technically independent, so a lot of that money streaming went to her.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, damn sure did. Went to her.
It went to her. But don't get me wrong, when you're in a major, they can pump you out. Let me tell you, you have 250,000, you too can be number one. That's all I'm going to say. 250,000, you can be number one.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely doing her thing and shit. She ain't been signed yet.
She's not going to sign. It doesn't make sense for her to sign because she already has a fan base, and you know they got to give her something. They got it's got to be. Remember, when a label signs you, it's a bank. You got to pay that back. So if your record's got to hit, your record's got to hit. So say you get a deal for $1 million, you got to make sure you pay that $1 million before you actually start making money. So what's the point? So unless you take that money and flip it, then give it back $1 million, and then all right, let's now proceed. Then cool.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So as far as like do you make drum kits or anything like that?
I have my own drum kits. I haven't released any of them yet. I will be doing a lot of that in the next maybe 6 months. I'm going to try to do everything because I'm more focused on what I Geek Out of Brand, and then I'm going to be hopefully I'm going to want to do pre-orders for all my gear and all that stuff in between April and May, and then I want to do a release in September. That's the goal.
Okay.
Like I said, still a work in progress. Still a work in progress.
Okay, what's up, man?
Right.
I need to I don't know, my man, he go by the name of DJ Technique. I don't know if you ever met him before.
I never met him, but I heard him.
DJ Technique, he produced, he made beats and all that too, so, that'll be a good collaboration right there and shit, because he everything just like you.
Okay.
All the programs,
yeah,
everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
so link up with him and shit.
Definitely.
Trying to link up with him. I did interview with him already
Okay.
about on the podcast. As far as like me, and that, he also one of my mentors.
Okay.
So that'll be a good look, to link up and shit. So
Yeah.
he always busy and doing all types of shit as well. And shit. So that'll be a good look.
I mean,
So
so long as the time is right, and everything aligns, I'm with it. You know what I mean? I'm not opposed to anything.
Okay. That's what's up. So
Yeah.
before we get out of here, any shout out, any type of advice you want to give to the upcoming producer and the artist?
I mean, the only advice I could give you, man, is just stay consistent in your craft. Work on your craft daily. If you come across a block, don't force it. Just let it go. Leave it alone. Go do something else, and then come back when you feel ready. You never want to force creativity, because if it's filled with force, you're not going to be happy with the product. And always listen to other genres. You got to listen to stuff that that's not even your norm. That's why I think now I listen to a lot of K Tronada and Masego and all these other weird people. You know what I mean? And Masego to me is really a genius in my opinion, because he plays so many instruments. He's self-taught. Like, when you look him up, it's like, he's really something that you really want to tap into.
Mm-hmm.
He made a beat live at FKJ. Psst. Like, straight. Like, 8 minutes of them just adding stuff together, and him, I was just like, nah, I said, you win, bro. I said, you win. Like, that's it. You know what I mean? Them two dudes, and the name of the record's called Tadow. Tadow. Just look that up. I mean, if you want to get into the creative, you want to see what creativity looks like, just watch that video. You'll be inspired.
Okay.
And shout out to Federal District Records, my team out there, Nimrod, Suli, Michelle, Maisha, King Flo, Angie. Shout out to my QPC members, Clip Smoke, Legenda, Nook, DJ Live, and then of course you got Overlord Radio, my people's over there, Overlord, Kelsey, Kumbaya, who's a dope female rapper, by the way. She's dope. Definitely check her out. Blackheart, definitely gonna shout out Blackheart, like my brother, Kana Finch. He's definitely one of the dopest producers you'll ever know. Kana Finch, he did a lot of work on the Just too, so I definitely want to shout out. This is JP. I want to shout out. Damn, this is a whole long list, right? Shout out Janet, Miss Anita, Courtney, and just a lot, man. This is so much people to shout out, but definitely shout out to everybody. For anyone I miss, definitely shout out to you, Nina Crease. Definitely shout out to Nina Crease, man, and Austin Redmond. Do some records with them, and Runaway Ty, my Uncle Shabazz, and Yeah, we gonna do a lot, man. There's a lot of work to be done. You know, shout out to my Ivy Cotter brand. When it comes out, when you see it, you'll love it. You know, if you're anime, video game, MMA type of person, you'll love it. It's a lifestyle brand.
Okay.
Shout out to Joel.
Okay, that's what's up, man. You know what I mean? I want to thank you for coming out. You know, the weather. You know what I mean?
Of course, appreciate it.
You know, I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm just trying to give you your flowers right now. You know what I
I
mean?
appreciate it, man.
You know what I mean?
I appreciate that.
While you still here, we still here. We still moving. We still shaking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you are watching Unsyned Heat Podcast Club. You know what I mean?
Peace.
We out of here.